wrapping up non-conference play today, where do you think your team stands going into Big Ten play?
Well, I mean, we've been a little inconsistent as of late, but the last 2 games we came out and I thought, offensively we did enough, but pitching and defensive-wise, I think we're there, and I think we're ready. I mean, we got off to a really strong start, and but then we hit a little bit of a hurdle, and we've struggled a little bit as of late. So, but I think we're right back on it, where we need to be going into conference.
Is consistency the thing that you're going to talk to them about going into the Minnesota series?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing that we've been talking about and trying to stress is that we've hit too many fly balls. I mean, fly ball outs, and that's not a very consistent offense, because if the wind's blowing in, it's going to, it's not going to be a good offensive day for you. So we've been trying to talk about line drives and ground balls, and that's more of a consistent offense, and we've been getting that now here lately. Even though we hit a lot of fly balls today for outs, we still had a lot of line drives and ground ball base hits. So, and I think that's going to keep you consistent. And then the pitching-wise, they just got to attack the zone. We didn't do a very good job of it today. But we worked our way out of it with some double plays and things like that. But I think the guys for the weekend know that they have to attack the zone.
What else are you looking for out of this team as Big Ten play starts? Not necessarily maybe the Minnesota series, but the first couple series in Big Ten play.
Well, I mean, we're playing at Minnesota, and then Michigan comes into town, and Michigan has struggled, but both of those teams, I mean, they finished 1-2 last year, and they're still, picked. I think they finished, near the top of the Big Ten. So, it's not do or die, but at the same time, you obviously want to get off to a good start. Playing out Target Field in Minnesota could be a little bit of a distraction for the guys too, but I think they're going to be focused and ready to go. And it's just playing good baseball. I mean, I don't know what it's going to do as far as the amount of wins that we'll have, but just playing good, solid baseball and giving us the best chance to win.
Do you feel like this team this year is ready for maybe that challenge of playing 2 teams that finished well last year and should be up at the top this year?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think that they're hungry for it too. I mean, last year we started with these 2 teams as well. Minnesota came here and we should have won 2. We kind of blew a lead in the last game. And then we went up to Michigan, played really well on Friday, and got the opening series win, and then lost the last 2. So they're ready for it, and they know, what Minnesota and Michigan are going to bring to the table as well. But I think our guys are hungry for it and ready.
Where do you feel like the staff is at heading into?
Right now, we've sort of felt ourselves out a little bit, and we're being more consistent. We don't walk a whole lot of guys, so as long as we get ahead, we've got good enough stuff to get guys with ground balls, strikeouts. As long as we do that, we're going to be fine. Our defense will play.
Yeah. Is there some pressure's probably not the right word, but I mean, Bischoff had such an incredible year last year. You guys are kind of having to step up and be one of those, Big Ten starters this year. You're filling some pretty big shoes there.
I don't really see it as pressure. It's more of an opportunity for guys that didn't get to start last year coming out of the pen. It's time for us to prove ourselves. So, I mean, there's really no pressure. We know what we have to do.
You were in the pen pretty much exclusively last year. What was the biggest adjustment maybe coming into this year to get yourself back into the mode of starting, which I assume you had done your whole life up until last year?
I really don't think there's that much of a difference in my approach to the game. I mean, I go out there and I attack, and I have the mindset I'm going to attack guys, get ahead, and get people out. I mean, that's the same thing I did in the bullpen, so not big of a change.
Yeah. Coach was talking about how the starters need to have multiple pitches. Mm-hmm. Did you feel like you were using multiple ones last year? Were you going 3 or 4 last year, or did you have to kind of sharpen up on that?
My freshman year, I was a 2-pitch guy. I was a fastball, curveball guy. And then my sophomore year, I kind of developed a 3rd pitch. But this year, I've developed a few more pitches working over the summer, and that's really helped out as a starter, because you can come out and you don't have to show the same pitch every inning, same 2 pitches every inning. If you're throwing them all for strikes, you're gonna be able to do well.
Rotation's in pretty good shape as the conference season's about to start, especially if you get Morgan back.
Yeah, I think definitely if Morgan comes back and has a strong outing, I mean, obviously we hope for the best, but he's been out of it for 3 weeks, so hopefully he can put together a good start, and then I'm pretty confident with me and Joe pitching. We've been keeping that ball down pretty low and throwing strikes, so looking pretty good to go in the first one.
I assume most of your life you'd probably been a starting pitcher through high school and stuff like that. What was an adjustment at all going into the bullpen, and what sort of things did you learn there last year?
It was definitely an adjustment at first. I thought, just go out there and throw it as hard as you could. The first couple outings, I obviously got banged up a little bit as a reliever, but definitely a different mentality. You got to kind of get down there, know who you're going to be facing. I think that kind of helped me prepare mentally as I became a starter this summer, as knowing the hitters better, hitting spots, getting ahead. Obviously, it's huge getting ahead when you're relieving, because when you're pitching behind, you give up a hit and a couple runs scored. So I think it's helped me in those aspects of the game.
So you thought you could just basically come in and throw gas like Wild Thing or whatever and blow people away for an inning, and that was all there was to the relief work? Or?
To some extent, I kind of thought that, just going there, and that's kind of what I did in high school, throw as hard as I could, but there's definitely a different aspect, and I think the biggest part was getting ahead, because you get behind and then anyone can hit a fastball.
Yeah. As a starter now, are you adding more things to the repertoire as far as more pitches than you were throwing before?
I've been working on my changeup since about sophomore year of high school, and I have been starting to throw it a little bit more in the games. Obviously, locating my curveball has been huge this year, which has helped me out. Hopefully I can continue to do that. And then just placing the fastball in, out, up, down.
The changeup, it's something growing up, your goal is always just, can I throw harder, and can I throw harder, almost just as like every guy wants to do that. And then is it, have you seen how effective it can be when you throw that slower pitch in there with the change?
Yeah, when I can throw my changeup for a strike, it's a pretty effective pitch. And there's no doubt that pitching is all about keeping the batters off balance. So, if you throw 80 miles an hour, if you throw 95, it's really all about keeping the batters off balance.